Now the third subtask of the JSON data processor project, we're going to be giving user an option to search for the student records using an ID given by the user. That is, let's say a user gives search for ID 4, then we're going to print out whatever student record is present with the ID 4. Coming to the objectives, you have to complete the search student function, and in the search student function we should ask the user to give student ID by which they want to search, and we should validate whether or not the input given by the user is an actual number, and if it's not, then we're going to print out an error message. And if it's a number, then we're going to search for the student by iterating through the data. And finally, we're going to display the search results which we get. If matching display is found, we're going to write student found, else we're going to print out student not found. Here we have our expected output. Coming to the code, let's look at the search student function. Now first we're going to open the JSON file and read it using load data function. And then we're going to print out enter student ID to search. And then we're going to take input using this particular line. Now over here .trim is going to remove any white space which might be present at the start or end of the input given by the user. Therefore we are normalizing all the input. And over here we're going to initialize a new variable student ID. And here we have a try and catch block. So what is try and catch block used for? So try and catch block is basically used for error handling in Java. That is, we're going to try whatever code is present in the try block, and if we catch an error from that or an exception, we're going to try whatever code is present in the catch block. It makes error handling easier. Now if you notice, previously we took input from the user in the form of string using scanner.nextLine. Therefore over here we are checking whether or not the input given by the user is integer. We can do that using integer.parseInt. Integer is a class present in Java which has the function parseInt, which is going to convert a string value into an integer value. So over here we took input as string and we're going to convert that string into integer. That is, we're going to see if you can convert that string into integer. If it's possible, then the input given by the user is an integer. If it's not possible, then we're going to perform whatever code is present in the catch block. If it's not a number, we're going to print out invalid input, please enter a valid numeric ID, and return out of the function. Now after verifying whether or not the input given by the user is integer, we're going to go to this for loop over here, and in this for loop we're going to be iterating through every student record present in the JSON file. Over here we are taking the particular student info for this particular iteration. That is, let's say we are in the first iteration, that is I equal to 0. Then over here we are going to be getting the first object present in the student's JSON array. After getting it, we're going to store it in the student variable. Now we're going to check whether or not the ID of that particular student is equal to ID given by the user. And if they both are equal, then we're going to print out student found, and we're going to print out the student information, and we're going to return out of the function. And after iterating through every student record and finding the student, and in case we did not find a student even after iterating through every student record present in students.json file, we're going to print out no student found with ID, and the main function is same as the previous subtask. Let's just run this code once. So let me give view all students first, and let me search for student with ID 3 this time. So you can see I have printed out the student name with ID 3. So let me give student ID 7 this time. You can see student ID with 7 does not exist, hence we have gotten no student found with ID 7. Let's just submit this code once. We passed all 3 test cases. Let's move on to the next subtask.